Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. You know why 90% people are not able to speak in English fluently and confidently? A lot of us know how to read and write, but out of that 90% people are not able to speak in English fluently and confidently. Why? We all have struggled at some point of time to speak this language, to become fluent in this language. Why it is so difficult? What is that which is demotivating us, or what is that which is stopping us from speaking in English? Let's decode this. So in this session, guys, I am going to speak about what are the things which demotivate us to start speaking in English or to speak English fluently, and what is that which can motivate us to start speaking in English fluently and confidently. And this is something which I have followed my entire life to reach here at this point. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did to speak English fluently and confidently. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. But if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Okay, so let's begin now. So talking about the factors which demotivate us from speaking in English. The first thing is, we're always confused about whether we are right or wrong. That is the first thing which stops us from speaking. So what happens to us is, when we have to speak somewhere, we start thinking whether we will be able to speak the right sentences or not, whether we'll be able to speak the right grammar or not, whether we'll be able to convey our ideas correctly or not. Okay, so that is the first confusion which stops us from speaking. So this is the first thing which demotivates us or to stops us from speaking in English. Okay, and this is something which each and every person faces in their life. But if you want to speak fluent English, if you want to be confident in speaking in English, you have to let go of this thought. Okay, you should not think whether you are right or wrong, whether you'll be able to make the right impact or not, whether you'll be able to convey your ideas or not, whether you'll be able to speak up correctly or not. Forget about all these things. Just take that courage and start speaking. Break that ice. Start speaking in English. Whatever you can. 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. Just try speaking in English. Okay, forget about the consequences. Forget about what you are going to do or what blunder you are going to make. That's okay. So we have to let go of this thought. So that is the first thing which demotivates us from speaking in English. Because I remember in my school days, whenever there was any question asked in front of the class, like, there are class teachers who take classes and then they ask certain questions also, and they ask people to raise their hands and answer those questions. So I used to know those answers, but it was so random, it was so impromptu that I was a little shy to speak up. I used to think whether I'll be able to say that correctly or not, whether she'll be able to understand my answer or not, whether people will start laughing at me like what I am saying, right? So that made me to stop from raising my hand. And it is very true, guys. This is a real life incident I'm sharing with you. This is a very small thing which I'm sharing with you, which you might also relate to. So I used to stop to raise my hand because I was not confident about how I am going to say that answer. Right? I know that answer, but I don't know if I will be able to frame it in the correct way in English. So that stopped me. That is the first thing which demotivates us. Okay. So we have to let go of that thought and we have to take that courage and start speaking. Okay. So that is the first thing. Reason number 2, what demotivates us. The second thing is, if you are wrong, if you are speaking wrong English or incorrect English, at times people point out that mistake, and that really demotivates us. We start feeling very embarrassed. Like our teachers, when I used to get up and say something and my teacher used to correct me, like, this is not the way you say, it should be like this. And after that incident, I used to think a lot what others would be thinking of me. I spoke wrong English, she corrected me. Okay, so I used to get into that trauma. So that next time when, I wanted to speak also, I used to stop. Like, no, it will be very embarrassing for me. What others will think of me, what the teacher will think of me, that every time she stands up and she says incorrect English. So when people correct us, that also demotivates us. Okay, I'll give you an example. My daughter was playing with me yesterday and she was applying some lotion on my hands. So when my husband came, he asked, "What are you doing?" And she replied to him, "I am creaming mama's hands." And I felt like, immediately I wanted to tell her that, no, this is wrong, you shouldn't say this. But then I kind of stopped myself. I took a moment to think about, like, should I say this to her or not? And I stopped myself, I gave it a thought, and then I told her that, what, let's try to say this in a different way. And I told her, what about if we say I'm applying some lotion on my mom's hand? And she took it very cheerfully. She was very excited. Oh wow, yeah, we can say that. And then she started saying that I'm applying lotion on my mama's hands. So this is how you can get motivated, right? Mistakes, we do a lot of mistakes, even when we speak our own mother tongue, right? Everybody's way of talking in their mother tongue is different, right? We don't talk in the same way, the same sentence everybody has to use. No. It's the same case with English also, right? So we can make a lot of mistakes also, which is absolutely fine. But if somebody corrects us, we should not be demotivated. Okay, we should think about it. Okay, somebody has corrected me. Let's try to think about it in some other way, how we can put this. Okay, try to improvise on that. So that is another reason which stops us. That is why I stopped myself to say this to my daughter upfront. Okay, because I remembered my childhood also. Like, my teacher used to correct me and I used to feel so embarrassed. So that I stopped talking in English. So I never wanted her to stop talking in English. So that is why I found out another way of speaking to her. Okay, about the mistake or about correcting, how to correct that mistake. So we should always learn how to correct our mistakes in the right way. We should not be demotivated. We should not be embarrassed. Okay. And the third reason which demotivates us is when we listen to somebody speaking good English. When we listen to somebody speaking good English, it demotivates us from speaking in front of that person, right? We start thinking that I won't be able to match up to that person. Right, I am not that fluent, I am not that confident in speaking in English. How do I speak up in front of him or her? And we stop ourselves from speaking. So this is another reason which demotivates us from speaking. When we hear people speaking good English, we get intimidated. We get a little frightened of speaking in front of that person, right? Because of a lot of things. We feel that what the person will think about us or me, or he'll get to know that I don't know good English or I'm not able to speak English. That is why we stop ourselves from speaking. So that is another reason which demotivates us. So what do we do now? How we motivate ourselves to speak good English? Or how do we motivate ourselves to start speaking in these situations as well? Right? How do we overcome all these things? The only method to overcome all these things is 3P method, which I have been practicing since childhood, or since the time when I realized that I should learn to speak English fluently and confidently. Since then, I have been practicing the 3P method, which I am going to share it today in front of you. Okay, so to avoid all these embarrassing moments, all these thoughts, all these things which make us demotivated and stop us from speaking in English in front of people, in front of a crowd, in public or anywhere else, what should we do? We should follow 3P method. What is this 3P method? The 3P method is, the first one is prepare, second P is practice, and the third P is perform. So it's basically prepare, practice and perform. Now what is this prepare, practice and perform? Prepare means you have to prepare things. Now what should we prepare? Right? So this is a big question, what we should prepare. I would suggest, if you want to speak English fluently and confidently, you should focus on basic conversational spoken English. Right? When we are talking to people, what are we talking to people? What topics are we taking up? On what topics are we having a conversation with people? Right? On what topics are we having discussions with people? Right? So those topics we need to find out, and we need to make a list of such topics. Right? So topics related to shopping, topics related to sports, topic related to weekend plans, topics related to cinema, movie, theater, sports, games, recreational activities, gym, exercise, healthy lifestyle, etc. etc. There are lots of topics we talk about every single day with people we have conversations with. Okay, you talk to your family every day, you talk to your friends every day, you go and meet your colleagues every day. What topic you discuss? Take down those topics. Come back home, think about what you have had a discussion with people about. Take down those topics and then start preparing. How to prepare now? The first thing you have to see is what vocabulary you can use for these topics. Now, every topic has a specific vocabulary, and if you don't know those vocabularies, your speech will not be very influential. People will not be very interested in listening to you. So if you know specific vocabularies, people will listen to you. So don't use general common words. Start using specific vocabularies. So take up vocabularies related to that topic. Then try to construct sentences with that vocabulary. And at the end, collect all the ideas on how you can speak on this topic. Okay, so this is how you prepare. And a lot of my videos, I've just started coming up with these kind of practice sessions in which I take up vocabulary related to the topic, and then I come up with simple sentences related to those vocabularies, and then I take up a topic and I speak on that, so that you can start practicing speaking in English. And that is why I focus on practice sessions only in my videos. Okay, so this is the first step, what you do, how to prepare. Now you have understood what you have to do in prepare, right? Take up general conversational topics which you speak on every single day. Note it down. Find out vocabularies related to it. Come up with sentences and come up with stuffs what you can talk about it on that topic. What all things you can speak about it. So come up with a plan. Jot down the ideas basically. So this is the first step. Second step is practice. Now whatever things you have come up, whatever vocabulary you have come up with, whatever ideas you have come up with, try speaking on that vocabulary and try speaking on those ideas. So this is a practice session which you can do at home in front of the mirror, in front of your video camera, or in front of anybody you wish. Okay, so start speaking in English with that vocabulary, with those sentences, with those ideas. Right, start practicing. So these are practice sessions. You have to start practicing. Not once, twice, thrice, maybe 10 times a day. Whenever you get time, just take up the topic and start speaking on it. Okay, so start practicing on that topic. Try speaking in front of the mirror, in front of your video camera, in front of your friend or your family members, whatever you are comfortable with. So start speaking, start practicing English speaking. So here you have to practice English speaking on that specific topic. Okay, how you are going to talk, right? You can start practicing imitation, you can start practicing shadowing, you can start practicing role plays also. Okay, you can listen to some videos, you can listen to some stuffs on that topic and you can imitate that person, you can role play also, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, so practice. You can try different methods to practice speaking in English so that you don't get bored of speaking. That is why I included role plays or imitation or shadowing or any other technique which you wish to follow. You can do that. Okay, the last one is perform. Now, how do you perform, or where to perform, or what to perform? So basically, now you have prepared on that topic, you know how to speak on that. Now it's time for you to actually perform. You have to go out and start speaking with people on that topic or about that topic. So that is actual performance. You have to give a performance. You have to perform in front of people, whatever you have prepared, right? What we all do when we have a dance competition, when we have a spelling competition or any competition for that matter, anything we have participated in or any exams we are going to give, what we do? We prepare and then on the day of exam we go and perform, right? Questions are asked, we answer, some we answer, some we don't answer, right? Some answers we are able to write, some answers we are not able to write. We have skits, dance performances, etc., singing competition. So we do well or we don't do well, or we do something in between. Okay, so this is the result. This is what you have to do here also. You have prepared for it, you have practiced it. Now you have to perform. You have to go and start speaking. You have to forget everything which can demotivate you, right? I gave 3 examples of 3 reasons which can demotivate you. The first thing was, I won't be able to speak correct English, correct grammar, or won't be able to speak clearly or express my ideas. Forget about it because you have practiced enough. Second, people will correct me. That's fine. It is an experience, right? I know how to talk about it. If somebody tells me something else, I might include that also in my speech or in my conversations, which is absolutely fine. Okay, the third thing is, I won't be able to match up that person. His English is so good. Why? I also practiced a lot. I can start speaking. He must have been in the same situation where I am today. And since he have overcome that situation, that is why he is at that position. So I need to start speaking to go there. So we have to change our mindset. We have to change our thoughts. What will help us? Prepare and practice, which will help us to become more confident and fluent in speaking in English, or rather to perform. So that is why preparation and practice is very much essential to perform. So that is why I have spoken about 3 P's, which should be your target every single day. You should take up different topics every single day, start practicing, start preparing, start practicing, and start performing. Don't delay in performing. Start performing immediately. Don't stop yourself. Don't come up with any excuse. Don't think anything which demotivates you, right? You have knowledge, you have prepared enough, you have practiced enough, and now it's time for you to perform, and you will definitely do it. Either you will be good at it or you'll not be very good at it, but you will definitely improve. Okay, that should be your attitude. And if you start practicing it in this way, if you start focusing on these 3 areas, and if you start learning English speaking or start learning to speak English fluently and confidently in this way by using this method, you are definitely going to succeed within no time. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.